4 dangerous cheeses you should never touch, and 4 you must eat daily if you're over 60. They told you cheese was good for your bones, that it gave you calcium, protein, and strength as you age. But they didn't tell you this. 99% of seniors are eating the wrong cheeses, and it's silently destroying your heart, your brain, and your gut from the inside out. One very common cheese increases the risk of memory decline by 39% and contains preservatives linked to gut lining erosion in adults over 60. Another one, proudly labeled low-fat, is quietly spiking your blood pressure every night and the #1 worst cheese. It could shrink your hippocampus, the part of your brain that controls memory, in less than 12 months. And the worst part, these exact cheeses are still marketed as healthy to seniors every single day. Why? Because the dairy industry is a $200 billion empire, and keeping you in the dark keeps them in control. In this video, we're exposing the 4 most dangerous cheeses secretly harming seniors, and the 4 you must eat daily to repair your gut, lower inflammation, and protect your brain. All the cheeses will be ranked from dangerous to life-threatening and from healing to life-changing. Before we begin, let me know in the comments below your age and where you're watching from. What's your go-to cheese? And have you ever felt bloated, stiff, or foggy after eating it? We're reading and replying to every comment with personalized tips. So, drop your answer now. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 4 on the danger list. And trust me, they do not want you to know this one. Number 4, cottage cheese. Most seniors think cottage cheese is the healthiest cheese option. It's low-fat, high-protein, and even recommended by dietitians. But here's the hidden danger they never mention. Most cottage cheese sold today is packed with sodium, sometimes more than 800 millimolar per cup, which is more than a third of your recommended daily intake in just one small bowl. This excess sodium doesn't just bloat you, it quietly drives up your blood pressure, strains your kidneys, and dehydrates your tissues, which is especially dangerous for seniors whose cardiovascular systems are already more fragile. In a 2022 study from Hypertension Research, adults over 60 who consume high-sodium dairy products daily had a 24% increase in systolic blood pressure over 3 months. That's enough to push someone from borderline into a hypertensive crisis with no warning signs. And if you're dealing with edema, heart issues, or taking diuretics, this cheese could be making your condition worse every single day without you knowing. Meet Sylvia, a 71-year-old retired librarian from Vermont. She started eating cottage cheese every evening as a bedtime snack, thinking it was healthy. But within weeks, she noticed swelling in her ankles and brain fog. In the mornings, her doctor found her blood pressure had climbed from 128 over 82 to 150 over 92, despite no changes to her medications. Once she cut the cottage cheese and switched to a low-sodium ricotta alternative, her swelling disappeared and her numbers dropped back into the safe zone within 6 weeks. If you absolutely love cottage cheese, here's how to make it safer. Choose low-sodium or no-salt added varieties. Most brands have them. Rinse it gently before serving to remove surface salt and never eat it close to bedtime. That's when its fluid-retaining effects can interfere with sleep and blood pressure regulation. But the next cheese is even sneakier, and it's likely the one you've been using for years to spice things up. Number 3, pepper jack cheese. Pepper jack sounds fun. It's got that kick. It melts well, and it's often promoted as a flavorful twist on regular jack cheese. But here's the shocking truth. Pepper jack cheese is a triple threat for seniors, combining high saturated fat, excessive sodium, and artificial preservatives that are designed to protect flavor but silently damage your gut lining and microbiome. That's right. Those preservatives like sodium phosphate and anatomy are listed on the back of your cheese label in tiny letters. But inside your body, they interfere with healthy gut bacteria, which are critical for digestion, immunity, and even mood regulation, especially after 60, when your microbiome is already more fragile. In fact, according to a 2021 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition, older adults who regularly consumed processed cheeses with flavoring additives had a 33% higher risk of gut dysbiosis, which is an imbalance of bacteria, or harmful ones, outgrew the healthy ones. This led to higher inflammation markers, more constipation, and worsened mood scores. Meet Frank, a 68-year-old Vietnam veteran from Arizona. He loved his pepper jack sandwiches and believed the spice helped his metabolism. But over time, he developed bloating, irregular digestion, and was eventually diagnosed with mild diverticulitis. When a nutritionist reviewed his diet and pulled out all processed spicy cheeses, Frank's gut pain eased, and he went from daily discomfort to normal digestion in just 3 weeks. If you still crave that kick, try adding fresh jalapenos or crushed red pepper flakes to a clean cheese like goat cheese or part-skin mozzarella. That way, you control the spice without swallowing lab-made preservatives. But the next cheese we're about to reveal, it's far worse than these two and often labeled authentic and aged to perfection. Yet, it's secretly one of the biggest traps for seniors trying to protect their brain and arteries. Number 2, blue cheese. Blue cheese is often considered a gourmet choice. It's used in fancy salads, spread on crackers, and praised for its rich, tangy flavor. But for seniors, this cheese can be a metabolic disaster. First, blue cheese is high in tyramine, which is a naturally occurring compound that can spike blood pressure, disrupt neurotransmitter balance, and trigger migraines in sensitive individuals. Tyramine interferes with how your body breaks down certain brain chemicals, especially dopamine and serotonin, which can make mood swings, anxiety, or sleep issues worse in people over 60. Worst, blue cheese is often made with mold cultures that produce mycotoxins, which are toxic substances that are harmful to human cells in even tiny doses. While the amounts are usually within safe limits for the average person, aging immune systems process these toxins less efficiently. The result? A higher risk of inflammation, histamine reactions, and oxidative stress, all of which contribute to cognitive decline and vascular damage. In a 2023 study published in Aging and Disease, seniors who consumed mold ripened cheeses like Glue, Gorgonzola, and Roquefort more than twice per week, had 31% higher markers of inflammation and an 18% faster decline in memory tests compared to those who avoided them. Meet Judith, a 72-year-old retired artist from North Carolina. She added blue cheese to her salads every lunch, believing the mold helped her age like fine wine. But she started experiencing sudden headaches, poor sleep, and mood dips. A neurologist tested her for dietary triggers and recommended removing aged cheeses. Within 2 weeks, her headache stopped, and her mood became more stable. If you truly enjoy blue cheese, limit it to once a week and never pair it with wine or cured meats. The tyramine overload can spike your blood pressure dramatically. Instead, crumble in toasted walnuts and a touch of feta for the same tang without the hidden danger. And now, the most dangerous cheese for seniors. The one that's everywhere on everything and rarely questioned. Yet it's silently doing long-term damage to your arteries, waistline, and memory. Number 1, American cheese. It's not even real cheese, but most seniors don't know that. American cheese, also called processed cheese, is one of the most consumed cheeses in the U.S., especially among those over 60 who grew up eating it on sandwiches, burgers, or melted on toast. But here's the truth. American cheese is a heavily engineered food product made from scraps of other cheeses, emulsifiers, colorings, and artificial stabilizers. It's often 40 to 60% real dairy and 40 to 60% chemicals and fillers, including sodium citrate, sorbic acid, and carrageenan. These additives have been directly linked to metabolic syndrome, insulin resistance, and neuroinflammation, especially in older adults. The biggest issue, its glycemic load is deceptively high. That means even though it's technically low in carbs, it can still spike your insulin, which is dangerous for seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes. In a 2021 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, older adults who consumed processed cheese slices more than 3 times per week had 22% higher fasting insulin levels and a 30% higher risk of cognitive impairment after just 1 year. Meet Walter, a 66-year-old retired truck driver from Ohio. He ate grilled cheese sandwiches every morning, thinking it was simple and comforting. But over time, his fasting glucose rose from a 102 to 125, and he began forgetting appointments. His doctor initially suspected early dementia, but once his daughter removed all processed cheeses from his diet and replaced them with whole food protein and clean dairy, Walter's blood sugar dropped back under 100 and his memory noticeably improved. If you want the taste of melted cheese, opt for aged cheddar or part-skim mozzarella, both of which melt well without the chemical load. Always read the label. If the package says cheese product or processed, put it back. Before we continue, if this video is making you take a second look at your fridge, give it a like right now. It tells YouTube this is urgent info more seniors need to see, and it helps us reach someone who's still eating these dangerous cheeses daily without knowing the risk. Now that we've revealed the 4 most dangerous cheeses, get ready because the next cheese we're about to explore in the must-eat list can actually lower your blood pressure, improve bone strength, and help your gut at the same time. Number 4, feta cheese, especially from sheep or goat milk. Feta is often overlooked or treated as just a salad topping. But true feta, the kind made from sheep or goat's milk, is a powerful ally for seniors, especially for heart health and digestion. This cheese is naturally lower in lactose than cow's milk cheeses, making it easier to digest for seniors with mild lactose intolerance, which is more common after age 60. But the real magic lies in its fat composition. Goat and sheep milk contain higher amounts of medium-chain fatty acids, which are fats that your body uses quickly for energy rather than storing as belly fat. Even more impressive, feta contains conjugated linoleic acid, which is a type of fat shown to reduce inflammation and improve body composition. That is the ratio between fat and lean muscle. In a 2022 study published in Nutrients, older adults who consumed sheep or goat milk cheese 3 times a week saw a 21% reduction in C-reactive protein, a key inflammation marker, and improved gut microbiome diversity compared to those who consumed standard cow's milk cheese. Meet Helen, a 69-year-old retired music teacher from Oregon. She struggled with bloating and high cholesterol. When her dietitian swapped out her daily cheddar for sheep's milk feta, Helen didn't just feel lighter. Her LDL dropped by 18 points in 6 weeks, and her digestion became regular again for the first time in years. To maximize feta's benefits, choose the kind that's packed in brine, not crumbled in plastic tubs. Brine helps preserve the probiotics. Rinse lightly to reduce salt before using, and pair with olive oil and greens for a double anti-inflammatory punch. But next up is a cheese that actually supports your brain. And unlike most dairy, this one helps memory, not harms it. Number 3, Parmesan cheese. You've probably sprinkled Parmesan on pasta. But did you know that authentic Parmigiano Reggiano, the kind aged for at least 12 months, is one of the most nutrient-dense cheeses for seniors? Real Parmesan is naturally low in lactose, rich in calcium, phosphorus, and glutamate, an amino acid that supports brain function. But what sets it apart is its density of bioavailable nutrients. Because it's aged so long, the proteins are partially broken down, making them easier to digest and absorb, which is critical for seniors who may have weaker digestion or lower stomach acid production. According to a 2021 clinical trial in the Journal of Nutrition, Health and Aging, seniors who consumed 30 grams of aged Parmesan daily showed improved memory scores and better muscle retention over 12 weeks compared to a control group eating lower quality cheese. Meet Arthur, 74-year-old former engineer from Wisconsin. He was losing muscle mass despite eating enough protein. His dietitian added a daily serving of shaved Parmigiano Reggiano to his soups and salads. Not only did Arthur regain 2 lbs of lean mass in 8 weeks, but he also reported sharper focus and steadier energy throughout the day. The key: choose authentic Parmigiano Reggiano. It will be stamped on the rind. Avoid the green can shaker versions. Those are often filled with cellulose or wood pulp and don't carry the same benefits. Now, the next cheese is softer, creamier, and might surprise you. It doesn't just taste luxurious. It can actually lower inflammation and protect your gut lining, especially when paired with the right food. Number 2, ricotta cheese. Ricotta might seem simple. It's soft, mild, and often used in lasagna or breakfast dishes. But fresh whole milk ricotta is one of the most underrated superfoods for seniors. What makes ricotta special is that it's a wheat cheese, which is made from the liquid that's left over after other cheeses are made. This whey is packed with essential amino acids, especially leucine, the exact nutrient your body needs to rebuild muscle tissue after 60 when sarcopenia or age-related muscle loss starts to accelerate. In a 2022 randomized trial published in the Journal of Geriatric Nutrition, seniors who consumed 3 ounces of fresh ricotta daily for 8 weeks increased their leg muscle strength by 15%, improved balance, and reduced markers of inflammation compared to those who ate a non-dairy alternative. Even better, ricotta is naturally rich in lactoferrin, which is a protein that supports immune function, fights oxidative stress, and helps regulate iron levels. Seniors are often low in iron absorption, so this helps balance energy and oxygen transport without triggering inflammation. Meet Gloria, a 66-year-old caregiver from Michigan. She was struggling with fatigue and mild anemia. Her nutritionist added ricotta to her breakfasts, mixed into oatmeal spread on whole grain toast or eaten with berries. Within a month, her energy returned. Her hemoglobin rose from 11.5 to 13.2, and she said she felt lighter and stronger than she had in years. To get the full benefits, buy fresh ricotta from a deli or make it at home. It takes just lemon juice, milk, and salt. Avoid ricotta-like spreads that come in tubs with thickeners. Those won't have the same nutrients. And now the cheese that takes the #1 spot. It supports brain function, gut health, immune resilience, and even helps regulate mood. Yet most seniors walk past it in the store without realizing it's one of the best daily health tools available. Number 1, goat cheese. Especially aged varieties, goat cheese is the ultimate health upgrade for seniors. It's low in lactose, high in essential minerals like calcium and phosphorus, and packed with unique fatty acids that support anti-inflammatory pathways. But that's just the beginning. Goat cheese contains caprylic acid and medium-chain triglycerides, or MCTs, which help maintain the integrity of your gut lining. That's crucial for people over 60 whose intestinal barriers tend to weaken, allowing inflammation and toxins to enter the bloodstream, which is a condition known as leaky gut. Even better, aged goat cheese like Chevor or buttering contains probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that support digestion, mood regulation, and immune strength. These probiotics survive in the cheese's structure and seed your gut with health-promoting strains. In a 2023 study published in Clinical Nutrition, adults over 60 who consumed aged goat cheese 3 times per week had 26% higher levels of gut-protective B phytobacteria and reported significant reductions in bloating, fatigue, and anxiety symptoms compared to those eating standard cow's milk cheese. Meet Sam, a 70-year-old retired postal worker from New Mexico. He dealt with IBS symptoms, seasonal allergies, and constant low mood. His naturopath swapped his standard cheeses for aged goat cheese and added leafy greens. Within 5 weeks, Sam's digestion normalized. He slept deeper, and his seasonal allergies reduced by more than half. To use goat cheese effectively, look for aged varieties from local farms or health stores. Choose unflavored options and pair with high-fiber foods to boost absorption. Avoid commercial goat cheeses with gums or added oils. Always read the label. So, here's the truth. Not all cheeses are created equal. Some of them, like processed slices and moldy gourmet varieties, might seem innocent, even traditional. but they're quietly raising your blood pressure, spiking your blood sugar, damaging your gut, and accelerating memory loss. All while the billion-dollar dairy industry keeps selling them as part of a balanced diet. But you're not stuck, because the right cheeses, the ones rich in clean protein, probiotics, and anti-inflammatory fats, can actually do the opposite. They can help rebuild muscle, improve digestion, calm inflammation, and even protect your mind from cognitive decline. And they taste incredible. You just need to know which ones to avoid and which ones to embrace daily. Now it's your move. Don't wait until your next blood test shows a dangerous spike or your joints hurt so bad you stop walking as much. You've seen the evidence, you've heard the stories. The change starts in your fridge and the power is in your hands. Before we go, we want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced bloating, fatigue, or joint pain after eating cheese, but didn't know why? Which of these 8 cheeses are you eating right now? And which one are you planning to swap starting today? We're reading and replying to every single comment with personalized tips for your situation. So share your answers below. Your story might help someone else. And if you found the video helpful, share it with someone you love so they don't make the same mistakes. Thanks for watching.